Hello, this is Malorian, and now this will be the second game of the Birthday Invitational Tournament. And after the first one, turns out that overall, Evil won the day big time. In fact, there's starting to be a little bit of rumors that the Evil side is actually pretty stacked as far as, competitive players going. So again, I'm feeling nice that I'm considered to be on the stacked side. But either way, if that's true, now I have, I have to keep this up. Now, luckily for this next one here, the way that this game works is that it's nothing like any of the rule book ones that you'll see. Both sides get to be 18 inches up. However, for the attackers, which is basically the winners of the first side, so the bad guys, us, you get to be 18 up and 12 away from the sides. So pretty far up, but they're in the middle. For the other side, for the defenders, they're the opposite. They're 18 inches up, but they're on the flanks. Now, if you roll a 1, you'll be off the board to have to be reserves later. And then if you think of a 2 or 3, you go on one side, a 4 or 5 on the other side, and a 6, you get to pick. But really, you're on the flanks. Now, what's going to happen here is that the defender is going to get first turn, but the benefit to the attacker is that any unit the attacker gets off the other side of the board edge, they get that unit worth of victory points extra at the end of the game. So it's really good to get up there. And of course, remember, since we won the last game, we each get a core unit that gets to Vanguard up. Now, in this one here, my Orcs and Goblins are going to be paired up with some Beastmen. Now, the nice thing is that this guy, even though he's a nice guy and all this stuff, in the game, he's very competitive. So that's awesome. So working together, we might be able to come up with some nice things here. However, our lists don't exactly mesh very well. Neither of us have any magic whatsoever. I don't think he has a BSB either. I'll have to look at the pictures after I record this video. But yeah, we're going to have no magic going into this. So it's basically just going to be like, yeah, let's run up and fight. Let's do our thing. He's going to have a big unit of Bestigors, which is kind of like my Savage Orc Biggins we got going. He also has a good number of Chariots as well. So it's, it's a pretty good army and all this stuff. Should be able to punch very much. But again, we don't really work together very well. So anyway, what we're going to be up against on the other side is a Bretonnian army and also a High Elf army. And the High Elf army is set up to be a Cav army. So chariots and, what is it, silver helms, and also the dragon princes. So here we are in a situation where we have to go to them because not only do we have no magic in shooting, but that's how we get points is by going off their side of the board, and they're all Cav. So we're walking into a Cav charge. So it's going to be an interesting game, but hey, that's what I always love to see. Okay, let's see what happens. Bye. Alright, so let's see what we got here for our second game. On the right flank, even though it looks nice and fancy, that's actually just an eagle, not a dragon. Beside it, it's a regular chariot. Then he has the dragon princes behind it with the archmage, and we've got a trebuchet. On the other flank, this is where we have the silver helms, and I believe there's another mage here, along also with a BSB. There's another chariot here, and then another eagle that looks like a dragon. For my partner here, he's going to be having, 4 chariots here. The big unit of the Bestigors, and in there is the Beast Lord. Then he also has all these Ungors here with the spears, so there's an interesting choice. But I mean, at 1250, you can't just take a bunch of big stuff, right? You got to cut points somewhere. And then also with some Harpies. So yeah, a pretty small list, and I believe he did not have a BSB. So no magic, no BSB for either of us. For the picture on my side, this is kind of with after the first turn, or like the vanguard and stuff. But really what I have here is my archers are actually in the tower because hey, we'll be safe from charging and stuff. I got the spearmen then there, I got the super orc, and the savages have already gone up and done their vanguard. I believe one of his chariots is going to move up in vanguard too. I must have just taken this too soon. Now if you're looking at this and wondering like, wow, you guys have a lot and they have nothing, that's because they roll garbage for the number of models that could actually start on the board. For the Bretonian player, I know he has a big, huge lance back there with 3 characters. They started off the board. The mounted yeomen started off the board. One of the trebuchets started off the board. There's a little unit of 9 knights on the left. I'm not actually sure whether they're on the board or not, but for the most part, yeah, this is awesome. And where I was really worried about vanguarding up my savages actually because his knights would just charge me and destroy me, now I'm not too worried about that anymore. The big thing I'm worried about now is I know that the person I'm facing there is actually a very solid opponent, and he definitely knows that, hey, it's very easy to redirect these savages, and if he does that with the eagle and I get hit in the flank with these dragon princes and chariot, they're done. They're going to lose, and they could break, and either way they're going to lose their frenzy. So that's going to be a very dangerous proposition, so I'm going to be kind of careful, but at the end of the day, it's more going to be down to what he does. And so first turn, because like I said, they get first turn, he charges in with the silver helms and the chariot, but he fails to charge with the silver helms, rolled like garbage. So whereas, this is going to be a dangerous thing, we're going to be losing tons of Ungor, well now it's just a chariot, and we should be able to beat that no problem. On the right here, just like I said, the eagle is here to go and make me go off to the flank, and I got hit with one of those stupid trebs, and look how many guys it killed, right? That was devastating. So, yeah, at this point, I don't know if the savages could even do too well and fight through all this stuff, even if I didn't have the eagle in my way. So overall, at the end here, you can see that the one chariot was destroyed, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Now seeing where things are, looks like those 9 knights did start on the board. They're knights of the realm, I believe, but they're far enough back. I think they're just worried if we were trying like to blitz the center or something, they were going to counter. Otherwise, what I do here is to make sure that my savages don't have to go in, because actually they failed their frenzy test and would have to charge, is I charged in here with Super Orc. Now, once I did that and I was on the flank, that meant that there was no legal way to put in the savages, since they'd have to be in a flank charge and the flank is blocked. So Super Orc just saved the day, and yeah. Now, I mean, I'll be slowed down for a turn, but at least I'm not going to lose this unit. Otherwise, he goes into the Silver Helms with a chariot and the Ungors, and hopefully we can grind them down. And after everything's said and done here, the spears move up. Super Orc beats those guys and overruns. The chariot could flank me. I don't really care. My guy can kill a chariot. Otherwise, on the other flank here, he actually wins combat because, hey, his guys are pretty awesome, and they're going to kill a lot of guys. Really hard to kill his. I think we killed level 2 this turn, but yeah, otherwise the chariot breaks and doesn't go too far. So on his turn, the chariot goes into my flank, and really math-wise, I'm not scared of this. He'll get D6 Strength 5 hits on Toughness 5 with a 2+ armor with a reroll, and in return I'm going to smash the thing. So this is not too bad. In fact, it should actually help me turn around. And that's what happens over here. I mean, he comes in, I totally smashed it. I was actually hoping to just break it and then run it down so I'd be really close. But these now's reserves come on to save the day. The mounted yeomen are there to try and redirect my savages, but the way that they're set up, I can actually hit them and still line up, so I overrun into the dragon princes. So I'm really liking the look here on the right. The knights came in there in the middle, and that's obviously going to hurt, but what can you do? And something I should really mention is that on their turn 1, they only had 3 power dice, and nothing really happened. On this turn, they got 2 power dice. So whereas I thought, like, man, they're just going to be dominating magic, nothing's been happening. On the right flank here, not too much. Stuff just getting position, more Ungors being killed, and we're holding in combat. Okay, this is a really bad blurry picture, but the big thing here is that I rolled a double 6, to charge in these savages. So whereas I thought Super Orc would have to charge in by himself and try and do it there, yeah, the savages are there, and this is just going to be a slaughter. Otherwise, over here, I tried to charge in with my spear orcs, but I failed. But the one chariot got into the 9 knights. And I mean, I know as a Bretonnian player, they can't take this. If they lose a few, they lose their ranks. They don't really fight too well without the charge, so this is perfect. Otherwise here, yeah, those guys were slaughtered. So now there's no high elf magic whatsoever. That's fantastic. In fact, I don't think they have any magic now whatsoever because there's no prophetess or anything. Super Orc runs off the board to get those free points. And then I overrun to the other trebuchet, and I believe the other trebuchet panics. Otherwise, on this side, he's really just trying to move into position. He's being careful with those Bestigor because if they get charged by that big knight bus, they'll be in a lot of trouble. Otherwise, he rallies his chariot and keep on grinding down there in combat, killing a few more of the Silverhelms. And yeah, I mean, this is kind of like a fast stint for Super Orc where he killed the guy, the chariot, helped killing the Dragon Princes, helped killing the level 4, running off the board. But hey, good news for Super Orc, and this is a big bunch of points for us too as he runs off. Otherwise, he charges into my Savage Spearman with his big Night Bus, and this, yeah, I'm going to get destroyed here. I'm going to try and hurt the BSB, but even that's probably not possible. And yeah, I get beaten up pretty bad, running away here, but what I had set up is that if he did this, my archers came out of the building so that I could flank him. Now, as it turned out, that was all useless because he did not overrun far enough. I actually outpaced him. Actually, no, he didn't chase me at all. So really, that didn't really work. But at any rate here, hey, I got away and I didn't give up any points. You can also see that his other chariot that was fighting the Knights of the Realm, that one also got defeated. So that was unfortunate, but it'll happen. Otherwise, the board looks like this, and oh boy, the Silverhelms are on the run. I believe he charged in with a chariot to make this happen. I don't know. But the Ungors win combat, Silverhelms break, and yeah, it's just not going well for our opponents whatsoever. Otherwise, the board's looking like this. The Trebuchet is destroyed. The Savage Orcs are off the board. So again, that's not only the points I killed, but all those points of those units are all bonus points for us. And, I mean, we have this big Bretonnian lances kind of threatening us in the middle, but as long as we handle those well, it should be no big deal. So, on our turn, I go and I rally with the Spearmen, so if he charges them again, same type of thing, right? My Spearmen, or rather, my Savage Bowmen can try and flank them. Otherwise, he charges into the Knights there, the Knights of the Realm, they flee, and then the Bestigors try and get into the flank of the other Knights. Obviously, they fail because it's so far away. And then they also charge the fleeing Silverhelms, and they're just on the board edge. So one more inch, we would have got all those points. But hey, I mean, there's only so much you can ask for when everything's going your way anyway. So back to his turn, he surprises me because he actually goes for the archers here. So hits them, swings around, but you know what? To my point of view, it doesn't matter. Both these units are only worth 270 points-ish, so no matter which one he takes, it doesn't really matter. Otherwise, he destroys the archers, but look at this. I freaking outpaced knights. So again, I'm preserving all these points. I could go for a rear charge if I wanted, but he has a lord, a hero, and a BSB in that front rank, and all my efforts to kill the BSB have been useless because, of course, they just have crazy armor. So, you know, it's not even really worth it. They're just going to turn around and kill me. But otherwise, his Silverhelms rally on the board edge. On our turn here, I decide not to charge into the rear of the knights. The archers rally, so yeah, again, just kind of denying him points. And then the Ungor go and charge into the Silverhelms over there. And actually, I took this picture before the combat, but I believe we beat them and scared them off the table. So, yeah, the High Elves are just off the table. Otherwise, what happens here is that he charges the Savage Orcs. Now, remember, they lost their frenzy now, so I just decide to flee because we're on turn 5, and so it's now going to be a failed charge, and he'll have no chance to turn around. So, I mean, yes, I gave up 200 and whatever points, 280-ish, but hey, this night bus is a lot of points, and if that's all we gave up, that's just fine. Otherwise, he goes into the Harpies here, and the Bestigors are in a place where they can be helping wherever they're needed. Actually, yeah, and so what I can see here that happened is that his knights went and charged the Harpies, destroyed them. Actually, the Silverhelms, they're not off the board yet. They beat the Ungors. They're still there. Ungors run away. They decide not to chase, to stay away from the Bestigors, which is probably a good idea. Then on our turn, okay, I've already pulled off the double 6 charge. Now I pull off the 11-inch charge, like rolling a 6 and a 5 to get my Savage Orc Spearmen into the flank of the Bretonnians, and the chariot hits the front. So yeah, these Brets are toast. And he rolls high enough to get 2 chariots into the Silverhelms. So yeah, if I didn't give away with spoilers before, yeah, these Silverhelms are doomed. And then otherwise, we did somehow not a lot of attacks to the knights, even though they were minus quite a few. They hold, but even with that, I mean, they're going to be doomed. And the Ungors rally. And then finally on our last turn here, yeah, now the Bretonnian knights are wiped out, and that's really it. So there you go, another win for Team Evil, but really, this had a lot of luck behind it. I hope it was really obvious when I was going through some of these things where right from the bat, they had bad rolls for their models being actually on the board, rolling all those ones to let us be more aggressive and get in their face, where normally we'd have to be more conservative and give up some things. Then the fact that we have no magic, they have lots of magic, and I don't think they got to spell off the whole game, because first turn they got just 3 dice, second turn just 2 dice, and really I think they must have failed to cast or something, because I don't remember them doing anything with their magic. So that really should have played a factor, and it wasn't. And then you get the long bomb charges, where, whereas they're failing their Silverhelm charge, which was a pretty safe charge, I'm getting this double 6 charge with my Savage Orc Biggins to get them downtown. I'm then getting a 5-6 charge with my spears to get across into the flank of Bretonnians. Like, what can you do, right? And I'm looking across at the guys, and I know that they're nice guys and all this stuff, but it's hard for them to like get into the game because it's just so ridiculous what's going on. But hey, that's just Warhammer. Sometimes these things happen. It's a dice game, and sometimes all you have to do is believe in yourself. With the Orcs, right? If you believe you can do it, it'll work. And another game where Super Orc does very well, doesn't even take a wound, and I love it, right? Like, oh, what's this? A chariot coming to my flank? Bah, that's nothing, right? Oh, I love the guy. So there you have it. 2 games, 2 massacre wins, on to the third, and yeah, just loving it so far. Hope you're liking it too. Bye.